All rise. In the matter of the Springboks versus the lady whose sign was stolen out of her bar, how do you plead?
Hungry.
Shut up, Bakkies. I told you not to talk in court, man.
Ek moet pipi.
Not now. Your Honorableness, Your Majesty, we plead not guilty. Yeah, no, you see, it was just a prank.
So you admit you stole this woman's sign?
Yeah, but it was a prank, you see, man, just a prank.
Mr. de Villiers, a prank is something that is generally agreed to be humorous. What's funny about stealing a sign?
No, but our guys thought it was very funny.
Well, that's because they've made a career out of bashing their heads against other people's heads.
Yeah, you saying rugby players is stupid? Bakkies, there's a fly in your face. Nothing further, Your Honorableness. The defense rests.
Sunny Bonani, hello, how's it? I'm Tim Modise. I have a cold, and this is ZANEWS. Let's get it on. As global capitalism falls apart, we'll ask arch-communist Bladen Zimande for his insights a little later in the show. Welcome, Comrade Minister.
Tim? Sorry, I also have a cold, Tim. I just want to say about capitalism, you know. I told you so.
Right. So the Springboks are hitting their straps at the World Cup. Coach, a record driving of Namibia. The tiny minnows are really getting pumped, aren't they?
What do you say? Kylie Minogue is getting pumped.
The tiny minnows.
Yeah, no, look, Tim, that's not my business, but it's not surprising. She's a very attractive woman, you know. I would like to crouch, touch, pause, and engage with her, you know. That's not a metaphor for sex, my friend. No, I would like to get down in a scrum with her and rock all night long, you know. She's very good in a tight loose.
That's pretty kinky. But talking about the Aussies, they really hammered the Americans.
Yeah, you know, Tom, it was incredible, you know, the Americans. I mean, they're the most dangerous gang in South Africa, even more than like the Numbers gangs and the sexy boys, you know, the Aussies. They just moved them. Yeah, that Aussies is tough bitches, you know, South Side. I respect.
We'll be catching up with the coach again later this week ahead of the Samoa game, and hopefully he'll have taken his medication by then. New crime statistics have shown that police in the Eastern Cape take 28 minutes to respond to emergency calls, 12 minutes longer than police in the Western Cape. General Bakkie, how is that two provinces next to each other can have the best and worst response rates in the country?
I don't know, Tim. Ask me a question I can answer. Like, do you like to shoot criminals? And then I can say yes.
General, what exactly are Eastern Cape police doing that it takes 28 minutes to respond?
Well, you see, Tim, their phones have been stolen. So they first have to find the phone before they can answer it. Then their police car has been stolen. So they need to find their car. Then their guns have been stolen, Tim. So they have to...
Okay, we get the picture, General. They have to solve 5 crimes before they can respond to any call.
Yes, Tim. And it takes them only 28 minutes. I'm very proud of my boys.
The rand has slumped. The stock exchange has plunged. The petrol price is going up. Europe is going bankrupt. Bladen Zimande, you are the Secretary General of the South African Communist Party. Is this the end of capitalism?
Tim, we communists don't want to gloat, but yes, it is not looking good for the pigs.
The pigs. Portugal, Ireland, Greece and Spain?
No, Tim, the capitalist pigs, the filthy swine.
What in your view has caused this current crisis?
Tim, as you know, I'm in charge of a higher education, which means I don't actually need to produce anything except social science graduates who are unemployable. But my own personal theory is that people are getting poorer because they are getting less money.
How do we make them richer?
They could join the ANC Youth League in Limpopo.
Minister, should we be worried?
No, Tim. In fact, I'm feeling very nostalgic and comforted seeing the rand fall. It takes me right back to my happy times with comrades in Eastern Europe, you know. Every day, the Bulgarian or Polish currency would plunge, and you had to make your own vodka out of potatoes. And instead of meat, we ate potatoes. And instead of potatoes, we ate mud. Happy, happy times, Tim.
No, Mr. Stockbroker. You listen to me, okay? Why is the stock market coming with those tendencies? Why is it trying to undermine my struggle for economic freedom? Does this market know who I am? If it goes on like this, I will have to get a real job. Ish, there it goes again. Get up, little red line. Get up, you bloody bastard shares.
Oh, no.
What is it, Dada?
No, oh no, not again. This cannot go on.
What is it? Whoa, what is wrong?
8 high school students returning home from their matric dance died in a head-on collision near ZANEWS. This is horrible. Horrible. And most of them were burned beyond recognition.
Oh, Lord.
Children, young people, mothers, fathers, grandparents. So many of our people are dying horrible deaths on the roads.
Does this say what happened?
It was a head-on collision with another car.
Oh, that is terrible. Do they know what caused the accident?
No, they say the police are investigating.
Well, that is not good enough. They must find out why they died, because I'm sure these poor children didn't have to die.
It will not bring them back, Desmond.
No, it won't bring them back, but it will help save more people from dying so unnecessarily.
A few weeks ago, it was children in the Western Cape, then teachers in Northwest. Now these students, just like my dear little Zanan.
Oh, Dada, don't.
The road is the biggest killer in this country.
It's true, sometimes we just forget about things until it touches us or someone we know.
With age, one forgets things, but never things like these.
Yes, it's true, Dada. But what can we do? What can we do, What can we do?
Mr. Putin on line 1, Mr. President.
Vlad, how are you, buddy? I hear you're running for press again. What a surprise.
Enough making of small talk, Yankee swine. Why are you bombarding my house with space junk?
What?
Your Yankee big satellite is falling on the west wing of Palace and making big frights for my personal trainer in home gym.
Oh my goodness, Vlad. I'm so sorry to hear that.
You do this on a purpose.
I do it, on a porpoise? Like what? On a dolphin?
Kaktigiverish. Deliberately.
Vlad, we had no idea where the satellite was, coming down. What can I do? Can I at least send you, an Oprah box set? Celine Dion tickets?
Maybe.
Controversial criminal turned businessman Kenny Kunene has launched his new reality show on ETV. Kanyimba, you were there, and apparently the champagne flowed freely. In fact, it flowed freely down your top, I hear.
Hi, Tim. Yeah, I was there, but not for long, okay? Because my BFF Sindiswa had a micro-Botox injection in her macro buttocks, and she totally had an allergic reaction, so we had to go to the emergency spa. But yes, it was a great party.
Well, according to the grapevine, Mr. Kunene, how can I put it, gave you a hand under your bikini top.
2 hands, Tim. It's so tacky to just use 1 hand. It's way more classy to grope someone in public using 2 hands. It shows you're like totally committed to groping, And Kenny is a classy guy.
Is that the top you were wearing?
Totally. It's great because it's still got a bit of champagne in it, so when I get thirsty, I can just wring it out into my glass, you know what I mean?
Kanye, does South Africa really need a reality show telling us that discussing materialism is more important than hard work and good character?
I know. It's so wrong.
You agree?
Totally. We shouldn't need a reality show telling us that discussing materialism is good. Our children should learn that, before they learn to read.
So you'll be watching Kenny's show?
Who's Kenny?
Kenny Kunene, who we have just been talking about.
Jeez, are we still talking about him? Oh my God, Tim, my concentration span is like 45 seconds, okay? So move on, okay? Jeez, you're so boring.
Mr. Chairman, this committee simply wants to know how the SABC have spent the billions given to it by taxpayers. So please tell us, what have you spent the money on?
There was the set for generations.
So that is 2,000 rand worth of cardboard.
And we had some mission statements printed and laminated. We bought 7 English Afrikaans dictionaries for the subtitles on 7 de Lan. And we bought lunch.
Mr. Chair, what kind of a lunch costs R1 billion?
A big lunch. Is General Bakkie being set up to take the fall for the police headquarters Liz debacle? Is the gunslinging lawman being led away as a sacrificial lamb? General, are you a scapegoat?
No, Tim. I am a general. That is 7 ranks above scapegoat. I was a scapegoat in 1986, but then I was promoted to Patsy, and then to Fall Guy, and then finally Sergeant, and so on. And here I am.
You have endorsed the style of policing where we should first ask questions later. Should this apply to corrupt public officials as well?
Yes.
Officials like you?
No. Tim, look, I never signed anything with anyone about anything ever.
So, you are going to go down with both barrels blazing?
Both barrels? No, Tim. In this kind of fight, you don't just bring 2 barrels.
So, what will you do with your time once you have been fired?
Well, Tim, I want to catch up with my shooting, you know? There is a lot of guns I've neglected.
Well, good luck, General. You're going to need it. The SABC has asked the Treasury for 1.6 billion rands so that it can migrate from analog TV to digital. But given the chaos at the national broadcaster, is this just more taxpayers' money going down the toilet? Mahindra Raghunath, what makes the SABC think they can manage a major upgrade like this? Isn't this a bit delusional?
Tim, don't underestimate the power of delusion. Being delusional has got us through a lot of tough days working at Auckland Park.
So the SABC is out of touch with reality.
2 words, Tim. Top billing. Half the population lives in abject poverty and always shows reruns of people installing rim flow splash pools in their Clifton apartments.
So what exactly is the difference between analog and digital TV?
I think it's about the kinds of buttons on the machines, Tim. Analog are like little knobs that you turn, but digital is buttons that you push. It's very technical.
But somebody at Auckland Park knows how it works, right?
Mahindra Raghunath, please report to the 9th floor. The CEO wants another sponge bath.
Oh no, not again.
Sorry, Tim.
42%, 70,239.5 million times 10, 6% here. 42%. Oh my gosh, I'm going crazy with these numbers.
What is the matter, Desmond?
I'm trying to understand these numbers, these horrible numbers about the people who die on our roads each year and why. But they are not making any sense.
And why is that?
The Minister of Transport is saying that speed is the main reason why people are dying on the roads.
It has to be true.
So he wants to limit speed to 100 kilometers an hour on all roads.
What is wrong with that?
Well, this guy who works for him and he runs the agency that looks after our roads, he says his figures are probably unreliable.
Yes, I saw.
Yes, because the numbers compiled from the hospitals and morgues in the country say that alcohol is the major source of deaths on our roads, 60%.
People drink too much and then drive and kill themselves, or walk in the middle of the road and get crushed by drivers who are also drunk. We all know that, but we don't seem to be able to do anything about it.
Well, listen to this. The minister says that actually only 2% of fatalities are related to alcohol.
What? Did he actually say that? Was he drunk?
No, Tata, I don't think he drinks. You know, I think he got this in a report from that agency guy.
The one who said his numbers were unreliable.
Yes.
I think the minister should have better asked the guys at the morgues.
Vlad, listen. I've just been handed a report that says the satellite came down over the Pacific. So,
What?
well, buddy, I don't want to call you a liar, but, you know.
Then, so what is making banging on my roof? What is falling from sky? Huh?
Maybe you should go and check before you call me on the red phone.
And it's another major crisis the White House has to deal with. Pop icon Lady Gaga says she wants to meet with President Barack Obama to get him to crack down on bullying. Gaga, thanks for joining us.
Oh, I love you, Tim. You're one of my favorite monsters.
So, what are you going to tell President Obama?
I'm going to tell him that bullying hurts beautiful young people. You know, Tim, no human being should ever force another human being to do something if they don't want to do it.
So what will you do if President Barack Obama doesn't want to meet with you?
I'll kick his ass.
Really?
Hell yeah. I'll wait for him outside the Oval Office when he goes home, and then I will pull his underwear way up over his head.
Well, bully for you, Gaga.
Hell yeah.
Zimbabwe's ruling ZANU-PF party is broke, and some insiders report that Robert Mugabe's grip on power might slip unless he can raise some cash soon. Mr. Mugabe, is it true that you are battling to raise the $4 million to stage your next party congress?
No, Tim, there is no crisis here. Zimbabwe is still a rich and thriving country. Pay no attention to that. It is an optical illusion created by British homosexuals.
Mr. Mugabe, $4 million in Zimbabwean dollars works out to, there is no word in English, but here it is. What happens if you can't find the money?
I will print some more and then retire to Hong Kong. But, Tim, that won't happen because there is no crisis here in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is still a thriving country.
Is that a hyena?
No, it's my wife's poodle. What have I told you about hyenas coming into my compound when I'm talking to the media? Get rid of it!
It seems that Bafana fans are going to be left in the dark yet again, as it emerged that the SABC will have to pay 5 million rand to broadcast the game at Nelspruit against Sierra Leone. Let's cross to Auckland Park to speak to I'm sorry, I don't have your name, sir.
No, Tim, I'm a senior executive at the SABC, so I don't have a name or a face. I'm just an anonymous blob that earns a huge salary for having meetings about meetings.
So, what's the problem? Why does the SABC seem incapable of securing the rights to so many Bafana games?
No, Tim, that is unfair. It is not just Bafana games that we can't sort out. We are also unable to secure lots of other rights. Please don't distort the situation by focusing on soccer.
Many people believe that the SABC is a dumping ground for ANC cadres who are either too incompetent to be in politics or too stupid to be in business. How much longer can the SABC afford to be a huge white elephant?
Firstly, Tim, I resent the words white elephant. There are very few whites at the SABC. We are very transformed, and as for an elephant, some of us are very self-conscious about our weight. We can't help it that we sit all day doing nothing except eating food funded by the taxpayer, and this interview is over.
A new report has shown that South Africans are having fewer children and that our population is set to hit a plateau in the near future. President Zuma,
Officials in your government believe that this might make it easier to implement development and give the poorest of the poor a bigger piece of the pie.
Hello, team. Yes, this is very good news because, it means we are moving slowly towards a more sustainable population.
What is the ideal number of children for a couple to have, Mr. President?
Well, team, for a population to stay totally sustainable, each couple must have 2.1 children.
Anything more than that is a burden on society?
Tim, I'm afraid so.
Okay, so how do you explain the fact that you have got 20 children?
Tim, that's totally different. They are not a burden on society, just on the taxpayers. And there are only 5 million of them. So the other 45 million are not affected.
But surely, Tata, even if government imposes big fines, many people will not abide by a speed limit of 100 k's, I mean, look at these big German cars on the roads. They can go up to 250.
The American cars, they were the best. When I was a young lawyer, I had an Oldsmobile. It was big, it was colossal, it was fast.
Oh, yes, you used to love cars, Tata. Were you ever caught speeding?
I don't remember.
How convenient.
We had no seat belts, no airbags, no ABS. We drove with our elbow out. We kissed our girlfriends. We even set our children on the front seat. We loved our cars. We didn't know how dangerous it was.
But today we know, and we still pretend we don't, So we take our chances, People drive a bit faster, take a drink or two over the limit, because they think nothing will happen to them, that they can beat the Grim Reaper.
No, Desmond. No car is worth a meeting with this Grim Reaper.
No. Wait, I have an idea for our transport minister.
What is it?
Forget Arrive Alive, Speed Kills, or any of those big advertising campaigns that cost billions and do nothing, When you caught speeding, or you over the alcohol limit, or you're driving a vehicle not fit to be on the road, you must go to the morgues and to the hospital. Do some community work right there where thousands of people suffer and die each year, get face to face with the Grim Reaper and learn.
That won't be a popular idea.
No.
And I'm not sure if it will work.
I don't know either.
But the 18-year-olds who died last week in this taxi, I'm sure they would have a story to tell to all these people who would visit them. A story they will never forget. Never.
Never. And never again.
Barack?
Right here, Vlad.
So I go and look. It's not satellite.
Yeah, we established that. So what is it?
It's people throwing dead cats and rotten tomatoes.
Chechen terrorists?
No, my neighbors.
The people of Russia are throwing dead cats and rotten tomatoes at your house?
It's sign of love and respect.
Whatever gets you through the night, Vlad.
The Springboks are up against Samoa tomorrow at the World Cup in what promises to be a bruising encounter. Coach, this is going to be a much tougher game than against Namibia. Are the boys pumped up?
Oh, yeah, no, Tim, the boys is very upset, and so am I.
Why? What's going on?
Yeah, no, Tim, it's outrageous, it's a debacle, it's a cockstern. We asked who we playing on Friday, and they said, just Samoans, Tim.
No, coach. You are playing the Samoans.
You as well, Tim. No, sis, man. How must we play tactics when all we know is that we're playing Samoa?
It's a country, coach. Samoans come from Samoa.
Yeah, well, Tim, technically and gynecologically, that is not correct, you see. Some Owens come from some chicks. Owens can't have babies, although that one guy carried his baby, so maybe some Owens can. Flip. Victor, do you think we might be playing pregnant guys? No, Tim, I can't work like this.
Well, good luck, coach.
Yeah, thanks, Tim, man. But you know, now we must go and find out who we're playing.
And finally, we are very grateful that you, Mr. President, and you, Mr. President, have taken time off your busy schedules of service non-delivery to be with us today.
Hello.
Now, Mr. President and Mr. President, last week we had Minister of Public Works Gwen Mahlangu Nkabinde telling the media that thieves and thugs are running the country.
I am running this country, and I am not a thief or a thug. I am just a poor boy from the township trying to take money to his granny.
If I can finish. She implied that the running of the country has been handed over to small-time gangsters who win tenders they are not qualified to get.
I am not a small time. We are big time. And what more qualifications do you need than an ANC Youth League membership card? No, Julius. I don't think she was talking about you. But who are these small people running the country then?
Julius, please. Mr. President?
Yes.
Mr. Zuma, your critics say you are unwilling to come down hard on corruption. When can we expect to see corrupt officials fired or sent to jail? Which is more important to you, Mr. President? The loyalty of cadres or clean government?
Stop torturing Msholozi with these impossible questions. Leave him alone.
Shall I rather ask you the hard questions?
I'm not afraid.
Okay. Are your critics correct when they say that your pro-poor rhetoric is just a diversion away from government misrule and your own alleged personal enrichment?
Just laugh, Julius. It buys you time and it reassures the masses. Very good. We'll make a president out of you yet. I am already president, you naughty boy. Don't make me get the stick and put you back in your box, Wena.
Well, Mr. President, unfortunately that's all we've got time for. Why are we doing this? Because here we can. From me, team, and the team, it's goodbye, hambagahle, and futek.
But it was funny.
Man, Buckers, there's another fly on you.